Here's a quick lesson on how to perfectly air fry your scallops. Air frying your scallops has a couple pros. It's easier than pan frying. It's almost fail-proof, right? We've got the time and temp provided for you here. So if you are a little bit intimidated by potentially, searing those scallops, we get it. It's a very special piece of seafood and you want to be able to enjoy it. So this is a great technique for it. Similarly to how we pan sear our scallops, we want to make sure that we're patting them dry before we're putting them in the air fryer, maybe even more so with the air fryer because they are going into an enclosed space. Any water that's still present on the scallop is going to create steam, and that's not what we want here. We want a nice dry heat on these scallops. So I'm going to season them here. You could actually season these however you like. I'm just going to add some salt and pepper, but feel free to get creative. And then I'm going to add a little bit of fat in the form of oil because we're not going to be cooking them as hard and as hot and as fast as we were in the pan fry method. So if you want to use something with a little more flavor like olive oil or even some melted butter, that should be totally fine in this application. I like to get the oil all over the scallops, both sides. Make sure it's fully coated because we're throwing it in the air fryer and we want to make sure every surface has an opportunity to get crispy. And from here, we are going to throw them in a preheated 400-degree air fryer. And we do not want to overcrowd this air fryer basket. Once again, we are fighting steam here. And if you do overcrowd your basket, you run the risk of releasing too much steam while these cook, which is going to have a negative impact on your scallops. So I got my 6 scallops in my basket here. I'm going to throw them on in. Let's see there. Close it up, and we will see you in 5 minutes to check on them. All right, and while those are cooking, I do want to go over just a couple points. So we're cooking these scallops at 400 degrees in a preheated air fryer. We recommend cooking it 5 to 7 minutes. That's going to depend on the type of air fryer you have, how hot it gets, the size of your scallop. So just make sure you're checking it along the way. We have an air fryer with this basket that is in the middle of it. So we're getting full circulation of air around those scallops. If you have the air fryer type where it's just a basket and you sort of shove it in, you're not going to have that as much air circulation around that scallop. So if that is the type of air fryer you're going to be cooking in, we just recommend that you turn it, halfway through. So at about 2.5 minutes, go in there, flip the scallops, and then you can throw it back in and finish it for another 2.5 minutes. All right, so our scallops have been in our air fryer at 400 degrees for 5 minutes. We're gonna pull these out and see how they're looking. A way you can check your scallops is by taking the internal temperature of them. You're aiming for around 120. You can also just give them a nice little poke. You want to have them feel soft, but also bounce back a little bit. These are feeling great right now. I'm going to plate a couple of them on our plate here. Let's see, I want that guy. And you notice that we don't quite have the same amount of sear that we have on the scallops if you pan fry them, but if we cut into one of these, we can see that you still have a little bit of opaqueness in the middle, which is what we're looking for. That means they're not cooked all the way through. I can see just by looking at them, they are very juicy. You can see the gloss that's in the middle here. So they are cooked very, very well. This is going to be an extremely juicy scallop. And that is how you perfectly air fry Wild Alaskan scallops. Let's take a bite and give it a shot and see how we did here. Very good. You still have that wonderful ocean flavor that you get from scallops. They're still really, really sweet and buttery, and they were done in 5 minutes. So this is a great technique if you're looking for a quick scallop dinner. Thanks for watching. Live wild.